Led by, of course, number 4 today, Flashe Johnson. But they have a chance for a big upset to shock the world. Off we go. Team USA in the road blue. Madison Booker. Edwards at the nail. Very dangerous from this area. Lost control of the basketball. 2-on-1 opportunity for Chile. Can't post to the rim.
Well, look at the defense. And I think Edwards just looked like she lost the ball on the rip there. A tough fit.
Hidalgo will push the other way. Hidalgo shows it and gets a layup to fall. Not able to get back in transition, and Hidalgo took advantage of it.
Well, that was on a make, too.
Now Booker coming away with the swat. And how about your big running the floor? Edwards to the basket, can't complete the layup. There's Johnson. Inside, Edwards hanging in the air, couldn't get the fall. Then Slutin following. An active first 4 minutes here. Campos using the Ojeda screen. Osinio from the same spot, fought better of the three. Finds Ojeda, who's left alone. Good patience underneath. That's the first 7 minutes of play. And for Chile, they came out. You can tell. Can't get it to fall. Perez on the run. Hidalgo in front of her. The half Euro got it to go. Defensively, they've been showing themselves and using their hands very actively.
Yeah, they have to be so.
Booker inside, Edwards. This is her office, and she's a CEO. Can't get it to go. On the offensive rebound, 2 jerseys around her, and goes Mike and drill for 2. Can't speed her up. A rip there by Hidalgo. She's known for that, and an easy 2. This Team USA now starting to tighten the screws defensively. USA as we take a look at this last replay.
Yeah, just a push out in front, but Hidalgo, I mean, one of the best defenders in the country. Incredible.
Can't dribble loosely around her at all. 3 on the way, off the mark. There's her former college teammate, Olivia Miles to the basket. Miles, Beers falls away. She's gonna follow her own, battling for it. And Ojeda finally picking it up. Lubicic tees up the 3, left alone for a second. And Team USA paying the price, not showing.
I don't want to take that away from them. But there comes a certain amount of pressure that comes with that too, right? Because they're not just a half.
Mentioned Chile doesn't have much size on this roster. Ador called it. The bank's still open, late night here.
She publicized games herself, and I think she's just so solid. She's efficient. She's had to kind of fit in and play around other stars, which is the key every year when you look at Team USA, right? All of these players got to learn how to fit in, and that young woman right there, I think she's been showing us she can do that for a long time.
No question. Beers cleans up the missed free throw 8 days from now. Arakan, I thought the shot clock was winding down. That time, the crowd kind of got to her and rushed her. Miles turning the corner. Tough layup.
Oh, the finish.
Look to get the final look for Team USA here. Nepkins for 3. Great step back, and she drills it. 3-point opportunity there by Lubicic. Miles saw Stolke running. Stolke blocked from behind. And almost got it. Miles turns the corner. Tough layup.
Her scoop game is...
For this young Team USA squad, and so far they've been able to meet the match. And in fact, they're delivering some blows on their own. How about that move by Edwards? To settle down that American offense as well, and got them into their stuff, their flow. Joyce Edwards leading all scorers. Nadia Crooks vacuums in the rebound. Edwards runs the floor beautifully.
Now you're starting to see that suffocation.
Largely the game was 23. That's the lead at the half. They went on a 23. Miles. Needkins for 3. Indeed. 1-0 scoring run to Team USA. in that first half.
And when you look at all these are just...
They're opening this game up. Miles got a fingertip to it. So did Edwards, and she comes away with the basketball. Edwards pushing, in and out cross. Edwards takes the bump and lays it in. Here's Miles. Leakins, good pass to Audie Crooks. An unselfish play in the lane.
These are actually designed plays as opposed to just making the right read and play.
Cosinio now with numbers. Gets the return pass from the corner for three. Indeed.
That's tough to do in game one when you really haven't had a whole lot of reps together, and so that's an impressive, especially.
Splash from three. Blake's able to knock it down. Goes the other way. Flage crossing over. Oh, what a pass! What a block by Sanchez! Johnson. Good cut by Hidalgo. No one called her out. Stolke on the follow.
And it's not a coincidence. Shoulders up. She's smart.
That's a great pass by Ganeo and finished off by...
There's a lot of time left, so if you're Chile, you're in the locker room and you're talking about some things.
Blake's steps into it right at the nail. Flage Johnson will push the other way. Johnson could go 2 for 1. Nice feed inside to Beards.
30 paint.
Hidalgo turns the corner with pace. Couldn't get it to fall. Beards underneath, right over the front of the rim, and that's how we end the first 20 minutes of play. Coming up with a poke. Under 5 to shoot. Cosinio takes the 3. It's going to be short. Campos with a second chance opportunity. Cosinio, great pass. Perez on the hook.
Pretty finish. That was for the crowd, right? The little hook.
Wake them back up and get them into this game. Miles from the corner, too strong. Edwards on the offensive board. She is so tough inside. We're gonna have a good team again next year. Ojeda inside on the inbound. Someone fell asleep.
That's how you get that board back. But she's one of the more experienced. She's won 3 golds for Team USA at various levels, and so this is not super new to her, this type of competition.
She now has fouls on back-to-back possessions. Campos, this side, Cosinio did not hesitate that time. Your earlier point about being connected. It feels like in most leagues now, professionally, whether...
A freshman that speaks so much. You earn your respect quick.
Smith with the rip and the finish. Chile to turn the corner. That time gets hung up on one. Stolke there to help her out. And it leads to another turnover. And Miles crossing over. One-handed pass. Good feed, and Smith pays it off.
We like the good pile better.
Miles, nice pass to Edwards.
Full grown yet, probably, right?
Scratching the surface.
Incredible.
Alecon there with the floater in the lane.
Joyce Edwards and her big versatility, but then they've also got the more traditional back to the basket. Reagan Beers, Audie Crooks.
More than I do the face-up game.
Yeah, we're losing it a little bit, so it's refreshing.
We could bring it back. Beers inside on the roll. And a good find that time by Blake's. Alecon ripped by Hidalgo. And Hidalgo with an easy 2. Here's Hidalgo, you mentioned that. It's the ability to just get out and extend.
Go look what types of players she played with. She played with the best. You know what I mean?
And that's why this team is ranked #1 and expected to perform at a high level. Another opportunity to defend and do it at a high level. Alecon for 3. Indeed. 5 points in the quarter alone. Blake's at the nail. Deep post position that time. Beers able to get it to go. Here's Blake's crossing over. Alecon on her, but couldn't stop that jump shot. So poised.
Apparently the SEC couldn't either. So.
Leakins came up with the steal and the lay. Under a minute to play here in this third. Chile looking to close this quarter with some momentum to head to the fourth. Alarcon to the corner. A three-point bomb dropped in by Luke.
Stop and another score.
They'd have the final possession of the quarter if they're able to do so. Beards for three. There's the range we talked about earlier. The quarter if they want. Which had just knocked down the last three-pointer. She crosses over, gets in the lane, draws a couple of defenders, and Dura for three.
Gotta work out for you.
Lucinho was blocked on her attempt from mid-court by Van Sloot, and that's how we'll end the third. A tough layup opportunity there for Ganeo. She couldn't get it to drop. Stolke on the rim run. Stolke, good position, good balance to finish it. It's back-to-back-to-back games for Mexico. Chile have the advantage of at least having one game underneath their belt. They played on this floor. They played in front of a whole crowd. They have a similar crowd tomorrow night against Mexico, while Mexico will be feeling things out as Audie Crook's on the fadeaway. Wants the Audie Crook screen. Hidalgo with the float and gets the kind roll.
And by the way, rejected the screen. I mean, you better run off her because you're going to be wide open. I'll tell you right now, and Hidalgo actually rejected that time. Defensively, can we contain this? There's always ways to keep it competitive.
Beards was blocked on the first attempt, but followed it up.
For this group here.
Yeah, you felt the electricity in this arena. And Zaheda attacking the ring. And they qualified as the host nation. A lot of pride around the city of Santiago to have this event here. Why they sit at home.
Well, it's partly why their head coach, Santander, he holds monthly camps here. Like, he's trying to, that's grassroots stuff. Right. And that's when you talk about developing your national programs, getting back to that high level. It doesn't happen overnight.
Next Chilean great star that maybe one day plays in the NCAA, maybe one day plays pro overseas. It has to start somewhere as Beards with a tough layup inside, and we'll go to the line for one more.
And they'll remember these nights, and they remember these games, and sometimes this is where those goals start, because it's really hard to believe you can do it until you start seeing it. So some of the great teams here in the Americas. And the great thing about what you just said, countries like Canada, countries like Chile, where basketball... We had a couple really good ones earlier today where they're kind of debating or going back and forth. You love hearing that stuff because you don't usually get to do that when you're watching a game. Yeah, the access has been incredible. That was... So the final score in this one, Team USA with a dominant performance, putting up 108 points, defeating Chile 108.